Reddit, teach me some street smarts. I think of myself as a relatively smart person when it comes to things like math and science. The problem is that I'm not very street smart. What advice do you have when it comes to things like identifying aggressive body language, situational awareness, identifying shady people, etc.? This kind of information seems like it could come in handy one day. Ex-graffiti writer here. These skills help me to avoid all kinds of weirdos and police. Act like you belong there. Try and dress/look average. Black shirt, black pea coat/waist length jacket, jeans, and say, Chucks. A rich guy or poor guy could wear that and blend right in. Cover your eyebrows and eyes, hat and sunglasses, not burqa. Ever wonder why police hats cover their eyebrows? For the pure reason that it hides emotions. If you look shook, you'll get shook. If you're in an urban area, and you have shopping, use an old recyclable bag to carry your stuff. Those things blend in, and don't look like you'd be carrying anything of value in them. Again, goes with blending in. Don't look lost. Make it look like you're in a hurry, but not running. Answer no, keep your brisk pace. If anyone says anything to you, just say no, and keep the pace. Use a strong tone, but not a one. Alone on the subway? Find a seat with the back against the wall. Read one of those free papers, but don't read it, just scope out people. If they look shady, they might be. Let them get off the train first. And when it's your stop, wait until the last second to get off. Follow them, not the other way around. Acting crazy can work, but it can also make you a target. 5+ drunk dudes would have no problems beating the crazy guy. Don't carry weapons. Most of the time, you won't have the guts to use them, and might get stabbed with your own knife. If you get attacked, punch the throat, or try and grab the windpipe and crush it. Both won't kill, but nobody gets up after that. Eyes and balls next for crushing/attacking. Don't be on offense, but don't be on defense. Avoid eye contact, like the plague. Get to an area that's lit up, or an open store/cafe/etc. if you're trying to evade someone. They'll usually off if you go there. If someone following you, dip into a shop or doorway and fake check the time. Give them enough time to pass you. It shows them you've made them the silent you. Don't act like a victim, and you won't be one. Don't assume everyone is shady. Some of the nicest people I've met have been employees of 24-hour shops in sketchy areas. If you're passing through in an area, if you know a halfway point is a bodega or something, it doesn't hurt to be friendly to the shopkeeper, even to ask for fake directions. If you have to run back to that shop, he will probably remember you as the nice guy who just made small talk. Punching someone in the windpipe can definitely kill them. A direct hit to the windpipe can indeed be a fatal blow, if it's done improperly, for example with a closed fist. However, if you spread your thumb out from your hand, keeping your fingers closed, that L shape that your thumb makes with the skin is flexible enough to constrict the windpipe, and make the person begin to cough and choke, without actually collapsing the esophagus. Aim for just under the chin. The first reaction most people will have after a strike like that will be to grab their throat, at which point, you football punt them square in the giggleberries and run like hell. Edit, I stand corrected, and it was the trachea that I meant. Sarcasm is not funny unless someone knows you well, and often not even then. Avoid it. Listen and ask follow-up questions. People want to talk about themselves, and you can get the reputation as a great conversationalist without telling a single story. Everyone is insecure and secretly loathes themselves. The best-looking girl in the room has also had explosive diarrhea. If someone's pants are hanging down, they're idiots. Don't bother talking to them. Keep your shoulders back and walk purposefully everywhere you go. Keep your head up, don't look at the ground. Don't try to stare someone down. However, if someone catches you looking, don't look away. Just smile and give them a minor head nod, and then you can look away. They won't know what to think. Carry a flashlight. It's far more effective at night than a gun when it comes to avoiding trouble. Get a little super bright one that fits in your pocket. Keep extra water in the car. You never know. Always tip a bartender at least $5 on the first drink. $10 if you're in a decent bar. They'll remember, and you won't have to wait so long on a drink. When a girl says, you don't need to wear a. When a guy says, you don't need to wear a don't him. Don't get in someone's face unless you intend to fight, and never push them if they've pushed you. If it comes down to it and someone pushes you, punch them hard, in the nose. Their eyes will water and you can then either continue the fight or get the out. Hope that helps. Edit, I accidentally a word. I always have so many misgivings about advice in threads like this, especially regarding stuff like number 7. There are plenty of places where if you smile and nod your head at someone, they'll jump up and ask you what you're smiling at before really giving you trouble. First time I ever got jumped I was about 13, so this was way back when. I was a small fry back then. It was 3 a.m., and I was as high as my little head could handle. Walking down the street with my brother and a friend, some thugs walked up to us. I made eye contact and smiled at them. One thug looked at his friend and smiled at me too, then punched me in the face. I ended up biting a hole through my lip. I think I bled so much it scared them off. Don't try to stare someone down, however. If someone catches you looking, don't look away. Just smile and give them a minor head nod and then you can look away. They won't know what to think. This is horrible advice if you are actually in a bad neighborhood. You simply can't do this. You are going to have to answer for why in the you just nodded at said person. None of this is really street smarts IMHO, this is just general life advice. None of this will keep you from getting jumped or ripped off by a cabbie. I'm a girl and I've lived in an extraordinarily sketchy neighborhood my whole life. Read, out the wazoo, stabbings, abductions, dealing, crazy homeless people, etc. I am now a pro and I walk home in the early hours of the morning all the time. In general, if you're walking through a sketchy neighborhood at night, A. Do not listen to your iPod. Be aware of what's going on around you. B. Put your keys in your jacket pocket before you start walking so you don't have to stop outside of your house to look for your keys. A lot of rapes and robberies happen on people's own doorsteps. C. Always walk with confidence and know your route. Your route should always be on the most populated and main streets possible. DC Edit 2. This is actually a bad idea. Keep your phone in your hand. If you ever feel like you are about to walk by a really sketchy situation or person, and can't see any way to avoid it and are really worried, pull out your phone and call someone. Just shoot the while you're walking by this person/situation. It is a major deterrent as the person can see that someone knows where you are, and if they bug you, the other person can hear it. Situational stuff. If someone tries to start a conversation, don't ignore them or indulge them. Smile and say hi, then keep walking. If they are asking you something, say sorry, I don't have the time/have any change/know where that is/want any drugs. Have a good night. If they are persistent, you have to run. My friend/mom/dad is waiting up for me. I.e. be kind but assertive that you don't want to talk to them. They see you are not vulnerable, but also won't try to start a fight and don't feel threatened by you in any way. They don't think you are going to call the cops on them. If you see someone jacking a car/dealing and they make eye contact with you, act natural. Don't speed up or slow down, just keep walking, look straight ahead. If you are going to call the police, wait till you have turned a corner. If they don't make eye contact with you, just keep walking like you don't see them, obviously. TLDR, be aware of your surroundings, keep keys readily available. Be assertive, but still vaguely friendly. And do not talk on the phone. Edit, grammar, missing words, etc. Edit 2, for the people who are saying that being on the phone is a bad idea, I see what you mean. I was thinking more in a rape than a robbing sense. I'm not sure how it stands up against thieves from personal experience, however the phone thing has deterred potential for me. But it's possible that I was just lucky. Or it's possible that it only works after you are already in the situation. I guess it really depends. Thanks for the heads up though. Also for clarity, I'm going to define potential as being followed and talked to by a man, advances being made in verbal form as well as through grabbing. Regarding your edit about the phone, I was walking to my brother's house in downtown Atlanta at 2:30 a.m. about 2 years ago. Saw someone standing about 30 yards in front of me, in the shadows, in the grass off of my side of the sidewalk, hood up, and he was the only other person I could see, though pretty sure he didn't know I did. Pretty confident he was planning to mug me, I pulled out my phone, answered and starting screaming how someone named Frank owes me money and I was going to gut him like a fish. Long story short, the guy stepped into the sidewalk and jogged across the street before I got to him. I kept talking to my imaginary caller about what I was going to do to Frank. So, it worked for me in a mugging situation.